Single parenting, beautifully awkward. Yeah. So obviously, we all know that single parenting right now seems to be on the rise. For definition's sake, single parenting is if you're a parent and your kids live with you. Okay. So I'm a single father by the way. Um, Temporarily a single parent because the kids are vacationing with me. Okay. And I must confess, it is not the best of places to be. Which no wonder newer generations tend to shy away, like they're beginning to disbelieve in the institution of marriage. Because, of course, if you have 20 aunties and 15 of them are single parents, you would probably think about it twice before jumping into marriage yourself. You get so, and that's where we are now. That's beginning to be a norm. Okay. The reasons why, plenty, of course. From it's forced upon you, the loss of a partner, death, to divorce rates, to one that is not so commonly noted. So I once interacted with a bread seller, and she slipped up on the fact that her child, okay, where is your husband? Is in the village. So you have a lot of people who come to Lagos to for greener pastures. They are married. Either they come with their kids or they leave the kids with their own parents in the village, and then they come to Lagos to seek greener pastures. That is single parenting. You get, and so many other reasons, so many other factors. Of course, now baby mama is even a trend. Like a lot of people would. There was a time when it was a stigma. If you had a child and you were not married, you were not in your husband's house. Now it's a norm. No, it's so fashionable now that some people actually will tout it like, me, I don't get problem. I just want bump picking day by day, that kind of thing. Okay. And it's programming. People are beginning to get programmed and indoctrinated into single parenting.
It's not an option for the mental health of a child. For a child to stay properly brought up, he has to live with both father and mother. On the rise, number one, I will point at a lot of people don't know what it takes to bring up a child. No matter the money you spend, no matter the exposure you give the child, that domestic harmony is key. In economic development, societies that have strong nuclear units that prosper more. I have not seen any positivity in single parenting, and there will never be. There's nothing good about it. It's not something Gen Zs. I call the Gen Zs people that don't have spiritual foundation. Because matrimony is a beautiful thing. Matrimony has challenges. But when single parenting is forced on you based on, like you said, death, that one is understandable. And if you have young kids, start preparing to replace that partner for the mental health of the children. I always talk about my dad. This December will make it 35 years. I live with my father and my mother. So I was more tilted to my dad. But however, if I didn't grow up in that environment, I might not love him the way I like him. Because I saw him love a woman and had us and loved his children. So a child brought up in a single parent household is not a complete adult. Something missing. But I have friends who deviated because of economic reasons. Their mother, father left. They are still grappling with life till today. However, Nigeria is on the rise now. There are also economic factors. A lot of people live in utopia. Money is not always there. Money is not always there. We will say that our parents' time, things were easy. It was never easier. But they were more committed than our own generation. That's why it worked. I grew up in a household in Surulere with 6 children, 3 aunties, and my father and my mother. My father was not a businessman, he was a worker, but he stayed with his wife till he died. And today now, I have children. I love my children so much because I know what it takes to be a father, and also know what it takes to be a husband. Expectations from a father or a wife or a husband must conform with reality. Don't tell me to go and buy you a foreigner Jeep when you know I'm a civil servant. I'm earning 100,000 naira. I go thief. So, secondly, again, another causative factor. I'm not a fan of social media. One of my friends tells me, "You're not on Instagram. You're not on Facebook. You are a married woman or a married man. You go on Facebook, you see your old flame in secondary school. Nostalgia sets in. Let's see now. People spark off a demon, but you call it passion."
Welcome to the Resurgence Podcast.